sword fern potatoes. Alright, so they're the tubers that grow under the sword fern. As you can see, the sword fern is starting to take over my hedge. That's only because I've been a bit slack with feeding my chickens. So I grow this sword fern so that my chickens always have plenty of greens, and I'm not always chasing up down at the local supermarket asking them for lettuce, because my chickens love this. You can put a huge pile of this in with chickens and they will decimate it. They just love it. In fact, one of the things I do if it gets too much is I fence off a little section of my garden, put a piece of, put some wire around it and just let the chickens in there because they love this stuff. So what humans do are these, what I call sword fern potatoes. They're the tubers. They're those tubers that are on the end of these ferns. Now, a lot of people realise that you can eat the new little fern shoots on most ferns before they get too big. Some people argue about whether or not that's actually good for you. But these, even though these are classified as a weed here in Australia, these sword fern potatoes are lovely in salads, and you can roast them. Let's go and have a look. So they're quite ripe and edible when they're a little bit brown. The fur that's on the outside just rubs off. So when you're preparing them, you just rub that. So it rubs off quite easily. They are, you can imagine the flavour of a potato being a little bit watery. They're quite nice because they're a little bit sweeter than potatoes if you just chop them up and put them in salads, but they're really, really nice roasted. And the little ones like that, you roast those little ones on about 180 for half an hour. The little ones, I leave the hair on them as well. They crumble and turn into a coffee-smelling, coffee-flavoured instant beverage. Okay, so let's go inside with these and have a look. I'll give the ferns to my chickens. So these are our lovely tubers from the sword fern. I was going to call them sword fern potatoes, which is what I usually call them. So we've got quite a few, and that was only from like 2 big handfuls of fern in the garden. So what I'm going to do today is show you how to prepare them and roast them. So we're going to put them in a baking tray today. We're going to bake them in a preheated oven at 180 for about 25-30 minutes. Always have it's always a good idea to have a bucket in your sink for your rinse water, because your rinse water is pre-digested just the same way you're trying to get the foodstuffs pre-digested to go back into the ground in the garden when you have a compost heap. So that's why we always have a bucket, and it saves water, reduces your water bill. I'm just going to rinse these off today. Same way that you would clean a potato. Now, you can eat the fur. It's a little bit like a kiwi fruit in that you can eat the fur, or you can rub the fur off. Alright, so all done now. Pop them in there. Small baking tray, so we'll put some little ones in there, as well as some big ones. I'll pop them in there for half an hour. And we'll see how they go. Just lay them all flat on there. We're not going to put any salt or oil or anything. We're just going to roast them as they are. So we're just going to put those in the oven, 180 for about 25-30 minutes. There they are. They're out of the oven now. As you can see, they shrink down quite a bit. So we're just going to let them cool down for a minute, and then we'll taste them. Maybe could have roasted them a little slightly higher temperature or just a little bit longer. So there's your sword fern tube. It looks a little bit like a sultana, feels a little bit like a sultana after it's roasted. It's very juicy. It's sweet. Yeah, I think you really enjoy them. They're very surprising. Not what you'd expect. So there you have it. That's how you cook your sword fern tubers, and they're just delicious.